I've been involved with Storycloths. Well, the first time I ever saw a Storycloth was many, many years ago, when I worked in a Latin American art gallery. And then a lot of years passed, and I, ended up coming back to them. I was a textile major in undergraduate, and have been using textiles in art therapy now for quite a few years. And I started the Storycloth database because I wanted to have a place where there were collections of Storycloths from all over, historical ones and contemporary ones. And I wanted it to be a place where people could come and see what is out there, or at least start to see, and make connections, and directly contact people who are on the Storycloth database. There are people there who love to give talks. There within the Storycloth database are other databases. So it's like a meta space to really go deep into looking at Storycloths, or narrative textiles, if you want to call them that. And so many cultures around the world have that. It's just a very tactile way to tell stories. And in the therapeutic realm, it's a way to tell a story that maybe can't be told verbally, because it's just not time, or it's too intense. And using the cloth to tell the stories can kind of help with the kind of titrating the trauma that might be in the story, or just help tell the story in a much slower pace. One of the things I would like to do in order to build the Storycloth even more is to have some actual stories of the cloths there on the database, so you could hear it like a podcast, actually, to hear the stories, because you can look at them and they're fascinating to look at. Some of them are just, there's such a wide range from very rudimentary imagery to incredibly detailed, basically like a painting. So, and everything in between. Common Threads project is basically a curriculum or a treatment for trauma, specifically for women who have experienced sexual assault, sexual violence and conflict, domestic violence. And it's designed for women who are at a place where they may be stuck emotionally, but ready for something to get them moving forward. So what we do is we train the trainers, we train the therapists in an integrative model of therapy that includes Storycloths, and gradually allows the participants to tell whatever story they want in cloth, in community. It's usually a group, usually of women, and through that community of getting to know each other, of having a safe place, of support, safety, and storytelling. Because what happens when women get together and start feeling safe and feeling supported is that they do start telling stories, and the stories resonate with each other because they've had similar experiences. Stitching, the sewing, is a very healing aspect of the group. And when you're sitting around sewing together and you're sharing threads, or you're sharing fabric, or you're talking about your children or your family or your grandmother or whatever comes up in the conversation, that is all part of the group. And gradually that support and that the art making and the connections that are made within the group helps people feel better. They feel more confident. They know they're not alone. It keeps them from being isolated. Now they're together in a group. They know that they have allies and supporters in their own journey, and likewise they are supporting other people in theirs. So that gives them more confidence. So in Common Threads, we talk about going from a victim to survivor to agent of change. And oftentimes these groups will continue past the program. They will continue to meet, continue to sew, continue to do different things together. And then through exhibiting within the community, or sometimes some of the women in the group may even become facilitators of a group themselves. So it's designed to be a very sustainable, grassroots kind of process that that can just keep going and going. In Common Threads project, Nepal is probably just a stellar example of how that has really happened, where they are their own independent organization now. People who work in textiles are probably the most friendly and helpful and open people that I've ever met. It's almost like, oh, you're interested in textiles, me too. Let's talk about it, and let's share technique, and let's share ideas, and oh, let's do these projects together. It's just been amazing. And one of the things that research is showing is that the social brain and the artistic brain are connected, and they use the same pathways. So if you think about art and community, and making art and community in so many cultures, that is how healing happens. And I kind of feel like the world needs a lot of healing right now. So as many connections that we can make artistically and socially, and art is kind of that entryway into the community and the social aspect of it, I think the better for our individual communities, as well as countries, and ultimately the world. So yeah.